Hi Divine Rebels, Bohemia with Bohemian Stars and Ocean Heart Readings, and today I have a reading for you guys, for us all, that has to do with love energy. As you can see from the title, I wanted to come from like a space of healing. So this reading is how we can love a person who is hurt or who is wounded or still trying to heal their wounds or things that they've been through or that's coming up in the relationship, and also looking at ourselves. How can we love even though we're hurt, even though we are working on our own woundedness in certain areas? And this just comes from like the heart space, feeling very tender myself and feeling things come up. I think this like summer has just been really intense, like back to back, so many things going on astrologically with, you know, like we've talked about eclipses, and of course there's always full moons every month, and Mercury retrograde. Now there's all these planets in Leo, which is like love and sensuality and dating, but it's also something that tests our solar plexus and our heart energy too. Can we be lighthearted and casual and giving and open and demonstrative in love? Do we feel easily slighted or insecure or lack self-worth or self-confidence? So right now we have Sun, Mercury, Mars, and Venus, I think, all in Leo, and we have a full moon coming up in a couple days in Aquarius. Uranus just went retrograde in Taurus, so we're kind of at that place between lovers and friends, that place between I don't care, I do what I want, you know, rugged individual, independent over here, and wanting to cuddle up with somebody and get booed up and all that kind of thing. And so yeah, it's been intense. We had a Scorpio moon for a few days right before the Lionsgate portal really hit on 8/8/2019, which is an 8-year, so 888. There's just been a lot of things you know, really coming up, and I've been feeling it, and you know, kind of watching things and processing things as they come up in me. This full moon, for everyone currently watching, is going to bring up, you know, the idea of, are we lovers, are we friends, should we date someone from the past that we're friends with now, can we be friends with someone that we have dated, you know, all those kind of things. Was it a misconnection? Should we be in each other's life at a deeper capacity? Should we just be doing heal the world kind of work, or should we be more intimate? All of those kind of things. You know, is this person in my soul group independent life partner, soulmate for us, or should we keep it at a different level? So I just wanted to do something to kind of alleviate, hopefully, and help heal and shed some light on things in that are really going on in like the heart chakra, the solar plexus chakra, and a little bit of the sacral chakra, because I think sacral chakra energy has been insane. Okay, like everyone's sex drive's been really going, whether you haven't worked on your sacral or you have, or the sacral, that's the orange chakra down here in your loins. Okay, and I feel like everyone, there's just so much Leo rules playful sex, right? Just getting out there on the dating scene and feeling good. And so people can be frustrated because they can't express, or because they're trying to express too much of those energies. And watch our incognito reds. Okay, we will be doing one on Tuesday. So actually today, when this uploads, it should still be Tuesday. So we'll be doing the second part. We had a lot of people do readings, and so we're going to be finishing that today. And if you want to do additional, then well, I guess for live readings, I was like, I'll just say it here. For live readings, you can send in $15 currently at this time of recording to the payment methods that will be down below, and just email me at oceanheartconjure@gmail.com and put that you want to be in the incognito red. They're live readings, but they're on a private link, so not everybody on the internet can see them. Just, you know, the people who come and pay and get into that VIP, and then we can feel a little bit more comfortable. You can watch it at your leisure. We don't share links, that kind of thing. But yeah, I feel like because of that intense energy in the sacral chakra, that everyone has just been like, oh shoot, like the next one's your solar plexus, right? Like I'm toppling over right there when I get to the solar plexus. What does it mean? Can I go out and have this connection with this person, you know, in a heart way or a sacral chakra way, without feeling like I lose my identity, or that I'm not sticking to my own rules, that I'm, you know, am I shortchanging myself, am I settling, all those kind of things. So We're going to look at how they feel about the current connection, how you currently feel about it, wounds that they bring in, you know, previously from their life stuff and their relationships into the relationship, wounds that you do as well, areas that they feel that you have wounded them, areas you feel that they have wounded you, mutual feelings of woundedness, you know, or things that are unresolved in the relationship. And then we'll have some advice cards. So we have a ton of cards over here. We have 5 options. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. The deck should be linked down below, as well as all the information. If you really like the reading, please get a personal reading as well if you feel like we could expound on more, or go ahead and send in a donation at a Patreon link, or buy me a coffee on the Ko-fi link. All right, thank you so much for watching, and hey to all of the Divine Rebels and the new subscribers. I appreciate y'all. So number 1, we have Aragonite as your option. All right, number 2, we have Lapis Lazuli. Trying to get it to focus better, has all the gold flecks in there blinging. Number 3, we have Unakite. Number 4, we have Kambaba Jasper. And number 5, we have this black slate. I'm going to do it one more with a bit more description for those that aren't having the visual. Number 1 is a vertical piece of Aragonite. It has 1 strong stalk, and in the middle of it, clusters that are sparkly. It is a, what color would y'all call this? It's definitely like in the sand kind of feeling, like red sand kind of. I'm trying to look at it over here. Very sparkly and pretty. The number 2 with the Lapis Lazuli is a pretty, like, what color? Not, some spots are cobalt, some are a bit more cerulean but darker, and it has bits of gray and gold flecks. It's tumbled. Number 3 is Unakite. It is a soft mauve pink with little bits of very pale lime green and a slightly darker outline of green that looks like a little heart shape on it. It is tumbled. Number 4 is Kambaba Jasper. It is a black stone that has marbling of green, and it kind of looks like it has like a cosmic bunny on it. And it is tumbled. It is like a flat circle shape. And number 5 is a rough piece of slate that has smooth, like it's smooth, but it's like, it's not polished. It's jagged but smooth. A black piece that has some natural kind of coloring on it, like rocks you find on the ground that have like some brown on them. All right, those are my descriptions for it. 1 is Aragonite, 2 is Lapis Lazuli, 3 is Unakite, 4 is Kambaba Jasper, and 5 is the slate stone. Okay, so go ahead and jump to your timestamp. Let us know down below if it resonated, how you guys are doing. How are you doing? Happy birthday, Leos. How are y'all doing? Let us know, and we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Like, let me put these on the exact piles so that, there we go. Ha. For number 1, those of you that chose the beautiful sparkly Aragonite. So this crystal here could show that your relationship, you guys really need to release some anger and balance better the roles. You might be very much stuck in like, well, divine masculine, well, the man should do this, or this person who identifies this way should do this, the feminine shouldn't have to, the feminine needs to do this. You could really be stuck in those roles. Aragonite is good at balancing energies. It's good at releasing anger that we literally hold in our heart space and feel like we're going to explode. Okay, aggressions and resentments in the body. I recommend it to Aries along with watermelon tourmaline to help balance those kind of energies, right? And not get too much into one sector of feeling. So that could be something that is a concern and something that could be helpful for you in this connection. All right, so let's see. How are they currently feeling about this relationship? We're going to be using Lenormand cards for this first question for both of you. So let's see. For them, we get the bear. We have the mice and the fish. And this deck reads a little bit different. Fish is not completely about finances in this deck. So let me see. I'm over to the side, so I'm trying to get a look-see. All right, how interesting. You both got the mice. And for you, how you feel about this connection, you got the mice, you got the stars, and you got the lilies. Right, I might just have to put them together because of space. Okay, so what I'm seeing here for how your partner, the person you're inquiring about, feels about the relationship, they feel like it does weigh on their physical health. So that just works perfectly what we got with the Aragonite here, because with the bear and the mice, it really puts stress on their physical body. Like they want to be easy-go-lucky, they want to go with the flow, they want to be like, oh, this doesn't bother me, right? What's that sign with DW, that meme? This doesn't hurt me because I can't read, right? That's how they want to be about this relationship. They try to like ignore red flags. I'm not going to pay attention to it. It must be fine. But their body, like they might be having headaches. They might be having their neck lock up, their back. Maybe they're having like shortness of breath or something. Like whenever you guys aren't interacting well, or if you're throwing anger at them, or they have anger they haven't released, or emotions, their body is really reacting to that. And they could even be stress eating, putting on weight. For some, they could be losing weight, but a lot I see even gaining some weight, and just like, I don't know, not having a good time of it. But they might really fool themselves about why this is happening and like the cause of it. No, it has nothing to do with that. I'm just eating because, you know, I'm watching my show and all of this. But meanwhile, there go the dishes, there goes some more ordering in, there goes some more Netflix, and they're all jacked up over here. They can't move their ear away from their shoulder, they don't know what's going on, and they're having these little stress breakdowns in their body, or they could be breaking out. They could be having even like, for some of you, especially if it's been a more intimate connection, or it's been a more long-term serious relationship, they could even be having like, sometimes you're so stressed that like your body, the adrenaline and that stress energy can mess up like your chemistry, like your hormones, your body smell, the way your skin's being, things of that nature. So no, there's low-key stress in their bodies, even if they try to hide it. How you're feeling about this relationship and this interaction here, you have the mice with the stars and the lilies. So for you, you're also feeling stressed, and you're thinking like, you might be looking at them and not see what's wrong. You're like, no, they're over there bodybuilding, they're just fine, they're so unbothered, and now I'm stressed because why aren't they stressed? I'm like, oh man, they don't even care. Okay, y'all are like Tom and Jerry. You were like Tom and Jerry, just messing each other up over here, just getting each other going, pushing each other's buttons. Well, I'm going to do this because they did this, and going back and forth, and neither of you wanted to feel that way, but you both feel some kind of way because you thought the other person was feeling some kind of way. Okay. And so you have the stars and the lilies. You definitely might feel like, oh no, we're so old souls. This person has been getting on my nerves since past life 37502. Like, I'm so tired of it. I'm too old for this. They're too old for this. Y'all are like 16. No, but for real though, you might be like, maybe you've been dealing with this relationship since you were 16, since you were 23. Okay. Yes. And now y'all are 30, 34, whatever. You're done with it. Like, what? This is what I'm dealing with at this age. My younger self would be ashamed. What am I doing? But you carry a lot of hope. And you feel like, no, I really think that this could be the person that, yes, we might always drive each other crazy, but at least we'll drive each other crazy into old age. We'll be the nagging couple swinging on the porch together, annoying the hell out of each other, playing pranks, getting smarts. So you still hold a lot of hope. You might romanticize some of their flaws, things of that nature. You could also be older or be focused on age in there. Maybe you have concerns and a lot of stress because of your age or the age difference. Of course, this is for consenting adult relationships, 18 and up only. But yes, you might feel like, well, maybe you haven't seen them for a while. There could be a little bit distance here with the stars, or you've only communicated on the internet and you haven't updated your profile picture in a while. Okay. And you're like, I don't want them to see my little stress wrinkles. No, look, we ain't mad. Look at those beautiful lilies. You better post that pickup day. Don't play. Okay, so you could be in the guise of wisdom doing things that are causing you more stress sometimes, versus just going with that beautiful energy and letting yourself be seen. Okay. Yes, and they do feel that. They definitely feel that you are protective and really fierce about those that you care about. But that can go either way, okay? Because you got the bear with the fish over here for how they feel. And we know that the bears be eating fish, okay? We all saw Brave. We saw Merida's mom over there eating up all those fish. So, okay. So what wounds did your partner bring into this interaction? We have the Jack of Spades, which is Scorpio in this. So definitely there could be water signs. I'm seeing, so far I'm seeing Aquarius, I'm seeing Capricorn, Taurus, Pisces, Scorpio. We can have, oh yes, we have Aquarius again. They have the Six of Wands here, the Six of Clubs, sorry. And then they have Grace reversed from the Suit of Grace for what wounds they brought into this relationship. So they brought in these wounds of having a difficult time being able to tell the difference between when it's good to separate and put distance in a relationship and when it's good to be close. They're not very sure. They could have a square of Aquarius and Scorpio in their chart, maybe, or maybe they're like, they have tons of Scorpio, but they have Uranus in their chart. They could have a mix of air and water, or Pluto and Aquarius or something in their chart. So basically part of them wants to have distance and space and freedom, and part of them is like obsessively connected with people and very sexual and hands-on, and then the other part of them just wants to detach and not give a care about that and go be free spirit and think about the world and, like, you know, kind of not have a body at all. And so the way that they act causes the cycle where they will sever from people and then they'll come back around, right? And then they want everyone to be excited that they're coming back around. And this could be because this happened to them a lot when they were younger. They might have tried to be very close with people, right? And it's like they could never hold it. They tried to have this close relationship and grow something together solid with others, and it was always like an Ace of Cups, you know, turned upside down, like a Four of Cups reversed or something, or any ace reversed. And so an Ace of Pentacles, right? They might not have had stability. This is a 40, so a 4 with a 0. So they really haven't had stability in romantic relationships, or even just in, you know, their parents' relationship or their childhood or home growing up. And so that's something that's very hard for them to figure out. When they are distant, they feel like, you know, they'll have those times where they have existential crisis and feel like a weirdo and like, why am I alone? Why haven't I, you know, had sexual interactions? Why haven't I had camaraderie and closeness and romantic, you know, relationships with people? But then when they are very intensely in relationships and all of this is going on, maybe the sex is great or they're trying to work through things and they get so close, then they're like, oh my God, this is too much. Something must be wrong with me. Why am I being so clingy, right? I shouldn't be doing that, because it's either side is how you get hurt. So those are some of the wounds that they brought into the relationship that is just like a natural thing that they have to learn to heal and find stability with, find balancing points with. That's very hard for them. They're either all like, you know, kind of soft angles and going with the flow a little too much for their own good, they feel like, or they're like all harsh angles, all up and down, you know, can't catch me, can't figure out what this dot to dot is making, right? So what wounds do you bring into the relationship? We have the Eight of Spades and the Queen of Clubs. All right, so again, we have an air energy. There could also be Gemini, could be Libra because it's general, and Aquarius. We also have fire signs entering chat here with Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. Some of y'all could be Italian. We have, it says Italian Woman is the name of one of these paintings. It's the Van Gogh playing cards here. Road to Cyprus and Star. Interesting that your card has the Road to Star, and that's what you think that you're finding in this person. So you feel like you find healing with this person. You also have the Divine Masculine reversed, which is very interesting because I felt to mention that, and I don't really get into that because I feel like it's problematic with a lot of gender identity things, and you know, all of that. Divine Masculine, Feminine can be very problematic sometimes, and neglecting the spectrum, right? But there are times where we are healing things, and it is good to point it out and to focus in on a focus point. So on your side, the wound that you have is with the Divine Masculine energy, okay? It could be in regards to feeling like it could be from rulers, it can be from the way the world is right now. Let's take a look upside, right side up. It could be from, you know, things in the past, your heritage. Maybe, you know, your culture has been dominated by a society that is toxic masculinity. I think that applies for a lot of the world right now. It could be bad experiences with Leos that have happened, or just very solar plexus dominant, overpowering, overriding people. And it's very hard now to trust. Like, we have Aquarius again here with the eagle energy has an Aquarian energy. So it can be very hard to trust the foresight, the leadership, the guidance, the strength of people when they are in their, what they would call their masculine energy, especially if you are dealing with somebody who is masculine identified. That could be something that's a tough wound for you to get past, right? Because we have the Queen of Clubs right here, who's like, well, I'm just going to embody that myself. And so there could be control issues on this road to Cyprus here, the road to the stars, where you can feel the uncertainty in this partner, or just in any partner actually, because this is wounds you have in general. And so then you overcompensate, right? You might have some Aries placements that take over. You want to be like, fine, I'm going to be the one in control. I'm going to be the one steering the ship. I'm going to figure out everything. But then you don't realize that imbalance in masculine energy that you fear is what you start enacting, right? Whether through creating a situation where the other person is the aggressor, so you're passive, not saying that you're responsible for anyone's actions, but saying seeking partners who will fulfill that role for you. So that there's that experience of being exposed to the, you know, toxic divine masculine, or having those experiences yourself, having anger issues, outbursts, trotting over others, things of that nature. So that is something that you seek a lot of balance with, and that can cause you a lot of fear, and that can make you kind of pause on the road and not know if you're safe to be with others, if others are safe to be with you. You might feel like, well, I know I have that. That's why sometimes I don't want to be bold. And some of you are just owning it. You're like, whatever, I walk whoever, dog walk whoever I want to walk. And that kind of energy, but it's not completely healed, okay? I do feel like it's difficult for others to talk to you about it, because I'm like stuttering as I'm talking about it. So some of you will really pull that rank, and it's not saying that there's anything wrong with being the alpha and in the relationship, or wearing the pants, or, you know, being a dom. It's not that. It's about the energy being healed and the motivation underneath of it. So you know what I mean? It feels different. We all have had experiences with somebody who is wounded trying to overcompensate by being aggressive and pushing into the place of decision making, power, leader, and it doesn't feel good, and we like it. And so you might experience partners who do that, and you also, in ways that you might not recognize, do that yourself as well. You could do it by either getting partners who are way older, who maybe dominate you, or maybe you go after older partners and then try to become the dominating person in there as a way of conquering that, feeling like you conquer something that would control you. Or you could do it the other way around, where in order to maintain power, you are drawn to people who are younger, who might not know how to you know, do everything the way an older person would. Okay, so that's wounds that you bring to the relationship. All right, so what are wounds, ways that they feel that you have wounded them? Okay, we have the Ace of Cups, and we have the Three of Cups reversed. All right, and we're just going to say all wounds are valid for either of you, both of you. I'll bring that back a little bit. Okay, so you might not think that this has been the case, but this person feels like maybe you have rejected them for others. They might feel like there was a situation that occurred where maybe when it comes to friends or family or just anyone else in the world, that maybe you would put those things ahead of them. They might also feel that the reason that they couldn't move to the next level in a relationship with you is because that maybe you're more in love with the idea of love than the actual person that they are. They could really feel like you don't see me, even when we're like night and day, even when I'm in balance. You're saying, oh, it's unconditional love, I don't care, but really it's you not taking the steps of love to know who I am as an individual person. So this is like everyone being individuals and really connecting and seeing each other. Ace of Cups can sometimes be like a Venus and Pisces or something, where it's so focused on, no, I'm unconditional, I'm so loving, I'm so love and light and high vibration, that you really aren't seeing the other person. It's just your idea of their potential or what they want to be and what you want them to be, I mean, and all of those kind of things. And it's like a glamour, and it's not real, right, at a certain point. And so then people will say, well, I love them no matter what, I gave them pure love, I did and they settle for this person, that person was a karmic, blah blah blah. But sometimes it's like, no, you weren't really loving me because you weren't listening, you didn't really see me. And so that's really an important aspect, because even if we feel like, well, I did love them so much, I took them back after da 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 da, if they don't feel seen, think about parents, all right? Most people don't feel completely seen by their parents, and it's hard to discuss that, and it's hard to let your parents know, because they feel like they love you unconditionally, or they're your parents. Like, how can you tell them that they don't love you, right? And yet most people don't feel 100 loved by their parents. It's the same thing in relationships, and it can be very hard to date people who feel like they are your soulmate or very spiritual, because they say, you know, they're like, no, I'm an empath, I'm, you know, kind of the perfect at loving, I'm perfect at least loving you the way that you should be loved. And so this person feels like they were kind of lost in all of the juju, you know what I mean? They weren't fully seen, like, yes, this is a good cup to sip out of, but this ain't my favorite. You're not getting what I'm feeling, you know what I mean? Like, if the Kool-Aid's good, but I'm a lemonade drinker, you know, something like that was going on. And it's so interesting, because how you feel wounded in this relationship is you literally feel like that you were putting out this good drink, okay, and you didn't like what they think. No, Shawty, what you think? Yeah, because we have the Daughter of Cups with the Moon card. And so how you feel wounded is you might feel like, well, they didn't emotionally care from the depths that I gave. They don't, you know, appreciate what I've been through, what it took to love them, all of these kind of things. So I can definitely see the clash. This actually is very water sign. All of these are water cards, especially Cancer and Pisces, and it could be Scorpio as well. And I remember having this energetic clash with somebody who they were fire and air, but they had Scorpio placements. I have Scorpio placements. I have all the other air elemental placements in my chart. I'm a Pisces, and I remember feeling like that because I felt, you know, very innocent and young and bright-eyed, and I didn't realize in ways that I could be emotionally overpowering, right? So in different ways, you guys both can feel like you're very genuinely giving love and support to the other person, and yet each of you is feeling wounded. You might have separate love languages or something, yeah, or just kind of not listen to each other all the way sometimes. So this person, or your feelings on this were that you gave from your depths, that you walked, you know, the dark night of the soul, cute every dramatic 80s song about, you know, loving no matter what, and feeling like that you did it in style, that you kept it cute, that you did it in, you know, a smooth way, that you were very pure-hearted about it, and you don't understand why they're not feeling, you know, fulfilling their end of the thing. Maybe you feel like, I should have gotten an engagement, I should have been asked to be in a relationship, we should have moved into house together, or, you know, that there was always just some secret, some unknown part of them, and you're like, well, I'm doing everything I can, you know, spiritually, with tarot, everything. Why do I not know who you are? Why can I not see to these depths, like, what the problem is? Yeah. So we can definitely see how these play into each other. So mutual areas that you guys feel wounded together. We have the Three of Cups with the Five of Swords. So yes, you guys definitely have differences when it comes to social lives. Maybe one of you is very water dominant, or like water earth, and the other one has a lot of air fire, or just different things like that. Again, we're having Aquarius cards, and we're having another water sign card, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So there could just be a clash of those energies. But I really feel like this person feels that you try to isolate them from other people or make them feel like they're unlovable to everyone else, that they don't, if they don't have your love, that no one's going to love them the way you do. And they don't like that feeling. It doesn't, you know, they already have that woundedness in general of, I have to be alone, or I have to be give everybody access, and trying to find balance between whether they have to be alone or what they have to sacrifice to like have a relationship. And so those kind of situations will already make them very uncomfortable, because it's a lot for them to try to establish friendships and links. And so they really they might really fight you on that. You might feel like they're being underhanded about things, who they're with, are these relationships done, are they starting, what's going on? And yet for them, it's like, no, when I'm in my bad place is when I isolate and I go away from everybody else. And you know, it's healthy. Like, don't try to put me down when I'm trying to socialize, when I'm trying to go out, when I'm trying to connect to people. And so you might see that in a different way and feel like, oh, look at them on social media, they always have people around. I'm getting a bit of Leo energy, Gemini energy, that, you know, that kind of thing. And so that could be an issue. Now at the same time, this person can feel jealous when they see you having connections and not know how to have similar kind of connections. Maybe you have more family contacts than they do. Maybe you have more kind of emotionally close friends, and so that's something that's very, you know, strange and different to them, because they don't have that. And so it's differences. There's some pettiness that you guys definitely get into. You might triangulate a lot. You might try to bring other people into the situation, remind each other of exes, or, you know, post memes or something that's like, well, you're not the only one, kind of innuendo, things of that nature. And there's just the need to kind of, yeah, for both of you to feel valued in the relationship while being able to maintain healthy relationships outside of the relationship, I think is the hard part to heal. So advice, we do have the Four of Cups reversed. We talked about that. So I think all of these Three of Cups issues does bring it to the point where you guys are like, well, we're just going to dump out this Ace of Cups. Like, it's very frustrating, right? We have the I am the weaver of my own reality. And the spider there can show networking and connecting with others. Maybe you met on the internet. We have dark chocolate, the shadow self. And we have this kitty cat in this position. And it's wild. Okay, yes, yeah, this is very, very cohesive. Okay, so limiting each other's connection to other people is not the business. It brings out the worst in each other's shadow self. It causes you to, in the end, get rid of this relationship and connection. You guys will do better the more that you can encourage each other to have healthy connections outside of the relationship. And it might, because it's such a deep wound on both sides and really is ignited in this connection, it might be hard. You might have to be like, well, I don't have a mom, or I had a toxic parent and I don't like, if there's any issue with the mom, get rid of the mom. And that's not how they feel about it. And that's not what they need to do in order to be healthy. They might be someone who could thrive and learn to heal something with their mom. Or maybe you have very toxic relationships with your ex, or they do and you don't, right? And they don't understand that. That's something that you guys have to work to have understanding, right? People have different meanings for their connections and their relationships with others. And so it's kind of like, de-weaponize your connections with other people, kind of get rid of the part, well, I'm gonna pout because you have another human being besides me, because I want you to only think that only I can love you, right? It says the stillness of love. Get into that place, if you're going to pursue this connection, where you love them consistently no matter what. Like, that love is just there, and it doesn't matter who's talking to them or around them. That's what's there, right? I am the weaver of my reality. Realizing that you both do deserve to have the choice to co-create who you have in your relationships, and you both deserve to react or respond to each other's reactions however you want, and express that very openly. Like, okay, I'm feeling insecure right now for this. Why am I feeling insecure? And to have discussions about things without it being, okay, now I told you my feelings, so you have to get rid of that person. And without being like, oh my gosh, you're too much. Now I'm going to cut you off, or I'm going to be mad at you because you brought it up, right? But first, there's a lot of deep internal work with those jealousies. So with this card, it's called Wild. And it says, meet Samson. He is a shimmering concoction of wildness and strength. He lives perpetually under the full moon. With limitless abandon, he races over the hills, feeling the perfect harmony of his body, moving unhindered by thoughts. Unfettered by beliefs of who he should be or how he should act, Samson is fully himself without question or excuse. If you've been the oh-so-proper house cat for too long, cue She-Wolf, aka Loba by Shakira, step outside and awaken your precious wild self. Unleash your longings and join Samson under the moon's wild light. So some of you, instead of trying to cut Samson's hair as the biblical story tells, maybe you're trying to put some brouhaha, some magic work, you know, manifesting from the shadow self when you get a little bit anxious. This could be sending out some toxic vibes. Maybe you hope that their plans are canceled because you're still sitting home eating potato chips or whatever's going. Instead of sending out those vibes, trying to clip the hair of this wonderful Samson, who's, you know, you were drawn to this person, their strengths, their quirkiness, their individuality, and maybe those aspects in yourself as well. Instead of clipping those aspects, join each other in wildness, join each other in being loved by many people, join each other in celebrating, you know, the ability that you can have to have space within your relationship. So Dark Chocolate says, it is time to embrace your shadow self. Illuminate the shadow side of your nature by allowing some light to flow in. It's time to free yourself from past bitterness, hurt, and resentment. You can make sense of the chaos, surrender the pain, and heal. Question your belief systems. What is holding you back? Why are you here? Why did you create your current situation? It is now time to be more personally accountable. And so, yes, my actions are of a pure intent. All right, so that was some insight into your relationship. I hope that it was helpful. Let me know down below what you think. This was a long read, but we got more to go. Definitely, this is gonna be a long video, okay? Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you again on another one. So many cards. All right. For those of you that chose number 2 with this Lapis Lazuli, let's see what's going on with your relationship. So first we're going to start out with, how does this partner feel about your connection? We have the heart, the fox, and the bouquet. And how you feel, it says the locket, but it's the heart. Oh my gosh, that happened on the last one. They both had 2 of the same cards. The clovers and the owls, which are the birds. Okay. Ooh, I like this. All right, so how your partner is feeling. Look at that. Look at those 2 hearts. That's so cute. Oh, I'm getting excited. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves, but that's encouraging because you guys are, you know, loving enough that you're coming to a reading so you can work on healing, you know, what's going on with any woundedness. That's beautiful. That's so powerful to try to learn how to love through things that have hurt us. And so we're going to look at doing that in a way that is healing and in your favor. So right here, heart to heart, beautiful. Love it. I'm seeing a J there. One of your names could start with J or both. Let's see, those are the only letters I'm seeing right now. So yes, this person, there's the bouquet and the heart and the Fox. So this person might have secret amorous feelings towards you. Maybe you haven't fully connected with them. Maybe it's been like, you know, you keep having lucky shots at each other, but it never happens. This person could have been evasive, playing hard to get. They could have been a little shady in the past, and be aware of that and be like, shoot, I need to come correct. And now maybe you're single, or they feel like there's a chance that they could shoot their shot. They're trying to come back around. So they have some plans and designs of things that they would like to offer you. They definitely are big fans. If we look on the card, there's a man here, a person here, and a person here, and they're kind of eyeing each other across this alleyway, right? Like they're up in their apartments eyeing each other across the alleyway, and this sneaky fox is giving us a wink, letting us know what the next episode is going to have going on in it. And so yes, you both have hearts that contain their containers on both of these decks, and so they have a lot to offer you. They have some surprises coming up. They could have, yeah, even a gift or some kind of offering to you. They might surprise you by showing up at like an artistic thing I'm getting for some of you. Like they've had some kind of plan where they want to show up and let you know, like by surprise, how much they appreciate you. Some of you will be getting flowers at work. Some of you will just have your social media suddenly have compliments from them, or find out that they were, you know, user 32746, you know, J J Fox, something like that. So yeah, it's a good vibe. This person, they do kind of, you know, they can be a little bit self-protective than is necessary. They might be a bit skittish. They might be a little bit too shrewd and cunning when it comes to, you know, how they eye this relationship than is good for them. Yes, but overall, like it's a pretty good vibe. They're just kind of like dodging Cupid's arrow while they're planning like how they're gonna confess that they're a secret admirer. So they tripping. They're tripping a bit. Now, how you're feeling about this connection? We have the owls, which is the birds, but a wiser form of the birds, which I like in this deck, with the clover, some good luck, and the heart. You get some heart palpitations. You're over here getting some little love burn flutters. Okay, you're over here getting butterflies, whole owls in your stomach. Okay, oh my god, they looked at my post. All right, you guys over here chattering to all your friends like, oh my gosh, my astrology must be good right now, checking your stars and stuff. You might be over here writing some love songs. Like you just gotta do something. All of a sudden you're doing some posts, these love posts, sharing some songs or something that are about a relationship. All of a sudden all they did was say hey, and now you're like, oh, let me just, you know, subliminally obviously post all this love information on my story. So you're feeling lucky in love when you're around them. You may have some concerns. You're trying to be a little bit wise and, you know, keep an eye out and talk maybe with some friends or some counseling or here in the comments. But overall, look, you can't even lie. They make you feel lucky to be alive, to have their attention, to be able to love them. And I just love those heart to hearts right there. So now let's look at what wounds do they bring into the relationship naturally. We have Leo the lion, okay, setting up like a sphinx there with a king of hearts. So they have a huge heart. They definitely could be a Leo. We also have Aquarius energy. This is, you know, perfect right now, Leo season before the Aquarius moon. They could be a Leo with sun in the 11th house. They could be an Aquarius with sun in the 5th house, or have both of those planets in their chart, or signs placements in their chart. We have the eagle here, Aquila, with the king of spades. We also have manipulation reversed. So I'm getting big fixed signs, but mostly Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. All right, there could be some Geminis as well in this one, or Geminian mercurial placements. We have manipulation reversed. So this person feels like, look at that person in the green heart chakra sweater. This person feels like they've really been misused and abused because of their loving ways, because of being very tenderhearted and a very generous person. They didn't realize that this person behind the scenes was really getting glee from using them and, you know, jerking them around basically. They could have had a difficult relationship with a Leo. They could be a Leo themselves, but you know, sometimes when we have an energy, we don't use it, so other people take it from us and they use it for their attentions. You know, this here, they can feel like they're very much put on display. And yeah, because it's a 7 and a 2, so they look good in relationships, they look good in social situations, but they also feel like a 7 a lot. They feel a little bit hermity. They feel like, you know, there's someone who cares about knowledge and wisdom and private things like that, and you know, can be very much in their mind as much as they are very attractive and sensual. Like, I feel like they're very naturally very, you know, sensual to others, or people sexualize them very easily, and so it's led to them being very manipulated or used as like a social prop or something of that nature, or they could have even not been really kept safe by those who were older than them, and so they carry a lot of woundedness from that in their relationship energy when they are coming to the table here. Now for you, some woundedness that you carry coming to the table, you have the King of Pentacles, well, King of Diamonds, which is similar to the King of Pentacles energy. It is the vase of sunflowers. You could also have had some Leo energy as well, as these are wilting sunflowers. We have the Four of Diamonds, which is red poppies, so you could be a Pisces. And we have the distorted feminine, which has a seashell here in the water, so Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. Okay, I think you both actually have experienced that energy of being like sexualized very early. Yeah, I feel like not being protected, having people who didn't really care about being honest and forthright. For you, it might have been more in an emotional, spiritual way, that you were really kind of abused or hoodwinked, or no, it doesn't even feel like hoodwinked, like a sleight of hand that you should have caught on to. This feels like when you were very vulnerable and younger and innocent, that people very much took advantage of you. Could have been energetic abuse, physical abuse here that you witnessed or went through yourself. And then on their end, there's a lot of the like mental abuse, verbal abuse, things like that that happened. So for your side, the woundedness that you bring in is that it's very hard for you to find stability. It can be very difficult for you to know what reality is. You could be very psychic, empathic, spiritual, and that's really good, but at the same time, it's led you that combination, but not being taught how to keep yourself physically safe, or you know, having people who violated those boundaries can have sometimes your fears operating as spiritual wisdom, when really it's still some very harsh, I'm seeing like shards of glass, like discordance in the sacral chakra. So some of you have had physical abuse or sexual abuse that happened, and really people just take, yeah, that thing of people taking you to use your sensual energy and your spiritual gifts even. You know, that happens a lot, especially with Pisces energy, water sign children, where everyone around them will know that they're precocious and that they're very insightful and things of that nature, but they don't let the water sign child know that, and they make them feel like they're delusional, but then they will use their wisdom and insights, right? It's kind of like when people, when you see those movies where somebody, a very innocent person is like good with numbers, and someone tries to abuse them and make them like, oh, I'm going to win money and get gambling off of you or something like that. You know, you guys had you were exploited basically, and kept in situations that were maybe even food insecure, unsafe, not stable at all, and that plays into this relationship. So areas that they feel wounded from you in this interaction or this relationship, we have the Four of Wands and we have the Eight of Cups. So they're feeling like Yeah, they might feel like you just kind of completely left them out of your life at some point. Maybe when it came to your birthday, when it came to, you, some of you literally went and started a family or moved into a house or got engaged or something, got married to somebody else, and they were just like, whoa, what the hell? I'm seeing the backpack here, so it could have also been like, for some of you it goes as far back as like you went to prom with somebody else, but it was like a big thing in that time frame, or you know, went to college, you picked to go to college in a place not with them and ended up getting with somebody else. So there's something like that, where, because the Four of Wands is a choice. I know people act like it's not a choice anymore and they associate it with different things, but it's a card of Aries. It's about free will. It's about us deciding that we're going to get an event going, that we're going to do something together. And so they feel like in some way that you kind of chose a path that you were like, okay, this is going to be my authenticity, this is going to be who I am, and celebrated it like loudly and publicly, and like left them out of that life decision, or somehow that closed them out of being valuable or able to enter your life, and that you just were like, okay, yeah, this relationship isn't worth it, kind of screw you and your friends. Some of them feel a bit maybe they feel punished because they got a success or something that was really awesome. Again, I'm feeling a lot like graduation energy, so it could have been that they got an offer or a scholarship, or that they got a promotion somewhere, yeah, or even just like their family started doing well. For some of you, I'm hearing inheritance, and it just changed the dynamic of their life, and they started moving in a different way. And a lot of people were celebratory and happy and like made the effort to join in with them and celebrate their life, but they feel like you didn't. They feel like you just, you know, left the situation and that you didn't care. For some of them, it could be that they had a birthday or something, or maybe you guys both have gone through phases of having had children, birthday showers, or baby showers, all those kind of things, and they were just like, you didn't, you know, you didn't have my back. There could be that aspect where they feel like, you know, you guys should love each other no matter what, and even if you chose different things, like, why didn't you show up for me? Okay, you didn't show up for me, but at the same time, they could be very hurt if you had those successes with other people in your life. Okay, on your side, how have they wounded you in this relationship? We have the Fool, and we have the Son of Wands. So you will just feel like they don't really care sometimes. You might have not really believed that they were into this connection. You might have thought that they were just trying to be like a fuck boy, which is a gender neutral term, okay? Fuck folk. You might have really say that 10 times fast. Fuck folk fool, right? It's a fool card. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna stop. But you guys, yeah, you might feel like you might have been hurt because of distance, right? Because we have this son of a wand over here running over here on a rhinoceros, and this person's all the way in the city somewhere. So maybe one of you was in a more remote area, one of you was in the city, and you might have felt like, well, they're over here living their life. I'm seeing like feathers in the hair, right? Doing good out here, acting like they have a fresh heart to give away, like as if we're not something going on. I don't understand. Like they got a coin in the bag, they're not using it to come see me. So some of you feel like they just went and did their own thing, as if you weren't even in the universe, as if you weren't even someone that to manifest, to bring closer. All right. And that just, it wasn't a good feeling to you to feel like you were just an experience that they could run through or ignore, versus an actual real person and part of their life, and, you know, something to make a decision about. So which ways did you guys, do you guys both feel wounded in the relationship? We have the Two of Cups reversed, and we have the King of Cups reversed. So you guys both feel very wounded about feeling like you missed out on a soulmate, or that another person's gonna come and claim your soulmate, because we have King of Cups and Two of Cups, both soulmate cards. There could definitely be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio in this connection, fire signs too, because we have the Son of Wands, Sag, Aries, Leo. But Yeah, you both might really feel, also I think you probably have both dated someone else while you knew each other, and it could have been serious relationships, like ones where there was, you know, long-term live-in relationships, engagements, or babies, things of that nature that happened in those relationships, and both basically just kind of annihilated each other's hearts, feeling like, yeah, like everything was separate. It felt like a divorce, and maybe some of you guys weren't together. Some of you were together and you did separate. You did have families and things together, but for some of you, it's pretty fresh. Like you haven't ever fully been able to connect. Maybe this person is from college, from high school, around the scene, you know, as you're adulting, and it's just never fully connected, and yet you feel this huge just like weight on your heart, like this heavy broken heart. Sometimes like this locket, right, can weigh. Lockets can be heavy to wear, and it's because you feel like somebody else was with my person, like that's my person, I'm their person, and like what the hell is going on? Why are we not together? Why, yeah, like how are we not together? It doesn't make sense. And yet somehow you guys both have these similar feelings and feel like you're meant to be together, but you can talk each other out of it and talk yourselves out of it to the point where you're like, oh no, we must not be soulmates, we must not, this must not be a real connection. And it's like you kind of talk yourselves out of it and go your separate ways, right? One of your styles is the Son of Wands, and one of your styles the Eight of Cups. So what's my advice for this union? We have Temperance, the wisdom of Iris. Secret pleasures lie at the end of the rainbow. Gotta make the trip though, okay? Long distance, close the distance, y'all. We have Chocolate card, and it's Freckles, friendship. I know some of y'all groaning. All right, but that's something different that you need to do better, is to establish the friendship side of this. We are all sisters or people and reflect the divine in one another. So you guys do mirror each other, but also show each other what's missing. Maybe even your astrology, you guys fulfill what's missing in the other person's astrology chart. Doesn't mean that you know, it's perfection and that you own each other or anything like that. It just means that, you know, it can be good because you're like, okay, whoo, I needed that bit of fire, I didn't have none. But then on the other side, it can feel so frustrating because they are expressing an energy that you don't have, which is why the tools of friendship and just having that eternal baseline love is so important, so that you recognize this person, so you can have namaste with them, not just I own you, okay? And your card that you got, the kitty cat card, it came out forward moving, and it's balance. So I'll read you what it says. Me, Vero tiptoe sky. She can balance perfectly with an inner precision and assurance. She leans one way and then the other, constantly adjusting. Sounds familiar, like our Temperance cups here. And learning where her center lies. She understands the dichotomies, work and play, togetherness and solitude, inner reflection and outward expression, striving and letting go, accepting and changing, freedom and discipline, reason and intuition, spiritual expansion and grounding. They go on and on. Let Vero help you to see which areas of your life are out of balance and what shifts you can make to return to a graceful equilibrium. Okay, so don't let the idea of progress and moving forward and things keep you from sitting and reflecting in oneness, and also as your separate, you know, image, as the separate individual in this coupling, in this pairing. You guys are constantly sharing energy and different elemental energy with each other. You guys might even just be people who you jump to different parts of your astrology a lot. You might have a lot of zodiac signs. Like some people don't, they're like one or two signs, right? Some people have a lot of different signs and they have very intense placements. So if they're going from a intense fire energy to an intense Scorpio, well, or water energy in their chart, and we're trying to read and tune in and like reflect back to them, we're going to be all over the place because we're like, whoa, what just happened? We were feeling so pumped up and amazing and awesome, and now we're feeling sad and, you know, reckless, and like this isn't a real relationship where we should give up, and like we're trying to keep up, and then they go to an earth energy, so then we're feeling, oh wait, they feel practical, you know. So we have to know where we're at. We have to find our own inner balance and dichotomy, so we're not sending out, you know, an imbalanced energy. to our partner, and we also need to recognize and discuss if they are doing that as well, and a baseline of friendship will really help that. Okay, and yes, it's time for y'all to actually talk to this person if you haven't for a while, or to go and travel and see them. Okay, make plans. I'm here, meet me halfway. What was that, Black Eyed Peas? Okay, oh my gosh. So watch out with them ultimatums, Aries energy, right? Fergie's and Aries, she said, I put my heart to the limit. This is where I stand. I can't go any further than this. But Temperance says sometimes the balance will be more than meeting the person halfway. For those of you watching this reading with balance leading in the future like that, and the forward movement, it might be your turn to make a little move. Okay, send the message first, take the step forward, and use the wisdom of this reading to help you figure out how to do so. Okay, but remember those beautiful hearts right there. Love it. So that's your reading for those of you that chose Lapis Lazuli. I loved reading this. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let me know down below how that resonated for you, and I'll talk to you again on another one. For those of you that chose number 3, which is the Unakite, let's see what we got going on in your relationship here. All right, we're going to start off with how they see the relationship and how you do as well. We have the Coffin. Someone's like, good God. We have, they call it the Lady card. We have the Spirit card. So this Lenormand has a few additional extra cards, which I really love. And we got the spiritual one. Okay, the hair's all on fire. Come on, baby, light that fire. Jim Morrison. Okay, so we have the key for how you feel about the relationship. We have the letter, and we have the clock tower, which is the tower. The tower is different in Lenormand than in tarot, so don't worry. Although I guess this is your feelings. So how are you guys feeling about each other? This person's really okay. What we have here, how they feel. Oh, they feel all kinds of ways. They really they might have turned their back on this connection in some way, or be given the silent treatment, or you know, you guys might have got blocked or cut off and been wondering what's going on. And spiritually, they feel a lot. I definitely feel like they're dreaming, or even more than that, kind of astral traveling, astral projecting, maybe, depending on how spiritual they are and how aware. I mean, somebody could not feel like they're spiritual and still have the gifts of doing this. They have a lot that's going on. They may also get a lot of messages from their intuition and their higher self about this connection. Some of them are warnings, some of them are encouragement, some of them are considering, you know, real world logic of it. Some of them are bringing in the spiritual component and reminding of that aspect. So there's a lot that goes on internally, mentally, spiritually with this person about this connection. But they might feel that either you have turned your back on them, or that they have really turned away from this relationship, or turning inward to ponder a lot, because there might have been a significant change. Maybe there has been some update either with you or them, where it just feels like, okay, well, that's the nail in the coffin. And yet they have, it's almost like they've escaped. See that fabric here matches the pants on this one here. Let me show y'all. It's almost like they've escaped from being shut away in this coffin. So some of them might have that energy of like, you know, I don't want to ball and chain, I don't want to be held down, I don't want to be held back, or that, you know, somehow they're going to get swallowed up in the connection. But spiritually they feel a lot. They are very sensitive energetically to any kind of manifestation and things by you. However, they can also be prone to closing the door down if they don't really like that. So just have awareness with that, because, you know, sometimes just because somebody is open to our energy doesn't mean it's good to keep putting energy at them, because they can get frustrated with that or overwhelmed. Now on your side, we have the key, the letter, the clock tower, aka the tower in Lenormand. And you also have a way of kind of closing the door on this person. So this door, it looks like they're locking it from the inside. So although you kind of hold the key to what's going on in the relationship, you might have the most information. You might even feel like you want to pen an apology for some things, or get some clarification, or some kind of closure on the situation. You might feel like you're kind of the keeper of the relationship in some ways. Maybe like you feel like the Akashic records of things, and what's going on in it, and that if they would just listen to you, it would work better. You might also be the one trying to push the communication at this time, and yeah, just kind of keeping a lookout. You might be like, okay, I understand divine timing and I'm open to that, but you might be the one trying to move it along in the physical. However, they are not completely unaware. And I think they have some past life Akashic truths that would get you shook, okay? Yeah, so there's this vibe of, who's saving who, when it comes to this interaction, and who's really boxing out, who's really closing out who, right? Who has the biggest internal communication and dialogue about this relationship. Y'all just be sitting over here in your corners with your monologues going on and on and on. Let's see now. Let's see how, what kind of wounding that this person brings into this interaction already previously experienced. We have the Queen of Cups here, which could be a Virgo, also a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It's the Queen of Hearts. We have the Eight of Clubs, which is Pisces on here, the Southern Fish constellation. And we have Come Hither from the Lexute. Someone at the crossroads here, putting out energy and trying to call this person in. That was my phone. Sorry if you checked yours. You were like, a message. Okay. So, but perhaps they will be messaging you soon, or it's your message to send that text, that letter. Okay. Someone's like, oh, why did you tell me I have to send it? Yep, go ahead, let us know in the comments. Look, we'll hype you up, we got your back. Okay, so this person's wound that they've had has been about drawing love in. They might feel like it's so hard for them to understand, like, other people just get love and relationships so easily. They get partners easily, or they get nice partners. This person has dealt with a lot of critical partners. They could have dealt with a lot of so-called nice people, like nice guys, that actually ended up being very critical, or like spiritually, or just like day-to-day slowly manipulative, and like tearing them down and just making them feel like nothing. Or they can have people that have taken advantage of the fact that they're really nice. Like they could be someone who likes to show that they like to cuddle or be affectionate, or that started off being more open and direct about their feelings and just sharing those things. If they like someone, they call them back. If they wanted someone that they were interested in, like if they wanted a connection with them, they would just go and tell them that. And it's like slowly, after everybody's input, after negative reactions from people, after people talking about, oh yeah, this person's too sensitive, this person they're such a punk, they're not tough, or whatever it was, they just really hold so many internal criticisms. Could be from their own mother, from relationships that they've seen their parents go through, how they've been raised, and with the partners that they've had, they might not have chosen the best partners. Now, it doesn't mean necessarily that they're really a pushover in a negative way. It just means that they didn't get a partner who appreciated. You can be someone who likes to do good things for others, who likes to serve them, rub their feet. You could even be a sub or something, right? And not the dom. But if you get somebody who doesn't respect that, they can make you feel like you're just like this big baby, too sensitive, all of that kind of vibe. So if, depending on, this is a general read, so depending on your person, they might really go into the sad victim side of this sometimes, or they can overcompensate and try to act like they don't have any sensitivity and they're impervious to criticism and they don't care. And it's because when they show this side of themselves, they've been so massacred before. Now, for your side, what wounds that you bring into this situation? We have a King of Clubs and the sunflowers on here. So definitely can be a Leo energy or Aries Sagittarius energy that you have dated in the past or dealt with yourself. We have the Seven of Spades here. You could have where, and we have love in general. I'm hearing love is my religion and all those kind of dreamy energies and all these kind of hippie colors here. There's Aquarius Leo energy here. Almost Aquarius moon on the Leo sun season here. So we're having a lot of Leo Aquarius polarities in these readings, but you might just have issues around love in general. You might feel like you've tried to love every kind of way, every planet, every zodiac sign, every type of relationship, from hippie love, spiritual love, radical love, sexual love, and it just doesn't freaking work out. Okay, you might be somewhere on the spectrum in the queer community. This is reminding me of some of the flags of like lipstick lesbians or whoever. Everyone has their different flag, which is cool that is cultivated in the community. So you might just feel like in general, it doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter what gender, what state, what time, you've just had issues with people understanding when you love them. People maybe feeling overshadowed in love, that someone always goes and picks a flashier partner, or that they really get in their ego, or feeling like your partner's too much above you or something in some way. There could definitely be that feeling of cheating that's occurred with the Seven of Spades here, and that people just don't, you're huge on communication. Maybe not knowing information, not knowing how people feel. You're also somebody that you might not have really been in a real relationship yet. You might have always just triangulated yourself and put yourself after partners that you knew were already unavailable or attached otherwise. And so you were the person on the outside, and then we're still like had the audacity to be hurt, but it's not the audacity to be hurt, but also it is, right? When we hurt ourselves, we're like, we know this person is a player, or we know that they already got someone that they're kind of semi-attached to, and yet even then, here we go. And then we're like so shocked, right? So it's like you kind of might put yourself in those cycles, because that's part of the woundedness here, is that feeling that if you go head on for love, if you say how you feel, and if you're direct, that you're not going to get it, that somehow you're going to be made out to be a fool, that, everyone's going to point and laugh. You're going to be on this stage and the whole world is going to see that this is what you're telling yourself in your wounds, that you don't deserve love. And we all knew it all along. And so the Seven of Swords, the Seven of Spades here is like, this is the way you could lie to yourself, but you see that as truth. You see it as signed, sealed, delivered from the postman, and can't nobody tell you nothing, right? So you might fixate on people that you can try to put as problematic, that you can say, well, you have an ego issue, or you sleep around too much, or I can't trust you. And really at the core of it, you don't trust yourself, and you don't trust in love. Okay. So where is an area that they have woundedness that they perceive from this interaction and relationship with you? We have the Seven of Wands, again, Leo energy. We also have the Seer of Pentacles, aka the Page of Pentacles. So this person feels like they have to defend themselves a lot. So it could be because of this energy that you go after people who seem larger than life, but then you feel like you have to take them down to size. This external energy to, kind of criticize someone down into space so that they feel more manageable, and that you can perceive that you could be perhaps loved by them. And so this really triggers that in this person, because we talked about before that underneath they're very sensitive. And so then it makes them want to have a lot of bravado and come out and protect themselves and make sure that they're the winner, because they don't want someone to hurt them again. They can even get a bit more crass or cool, but they feel like they have had to maybe defend themselves about their finances, or about their education, or their job choices, their career, maybe even about their bodies. And so, these are very interesting readings to do too, because the other person, like when it comes to how that you and your partner have felt like you've wounded each other, you guys might not get it at all. Like they might remember some few little comments you made about their body, right? Their body hair, like the flowers on the leg there or something, and you don't, or their eating habits, right? Because I'm seeing the bees and the honey tree over here, and you don't even remember that. You don't even remember it, and yet to them, that was something that wounded them. That it was something that put up a little wall within them and made them feel like, okay, I can't be 100. There's a few more percentages of how I can't be 100 with you, how I can't be fully myself and exposed, and the same for you to them. So that's why we look at this, so we can address those things. So this person feels like they have to be on the defense around you for some reason, that you inquire and observe them a bit too closely and a bit too critically before you even know them all the way. Because the Seer of Pentacles is just learning. That's just the first step. So they might feel like, man, I'm not even like fully, grown into myself, or I haven't maybe developed my clothing style. Why are you commenting about that and judging me on that? Or, I haven't even gotten you don't know where I foresee myself going financially. So why are you being so difficult on me? Things of that nature. Where do you feel wounded from this person in this interaction? We have Three of Cups reversed and the Seven of Wands, but it's reversed. So you feel like you have no defense against this person. You feel like you're exposed. Again, you could feel like you've been publicly embarrassed, or that everybody sees you as not being the winner in the situation. You might see them as being the aggressor and that you need to defend yourself against them, but you can't somehow. That no matter what you do, that they always will be like the upper hand. So you guys kind of go slightly into like battle mode when it comes to each other. And yeah, it's like a game of neither of you wants to be the victim, but neither of you wants to take like the credit for like bullying the other or being more aggressive than the other. So it's just like a very, yeah, it's a very strange setup. Right now you might feel like, well, they're winning, they got their way, they're out there chasing their bag or whatever, and you feel like they didn't take the opportunity to take the relationship to the next step. For some of you, there's definitely been other people involved in the relationship. It could be friends, family, cousins, siblings. It could also be that maybe you were the side person, or they went and they had another side person themselves, and just feeling like, that obviously being a big wound for you. So jointly, what's something that you both mutually feel like is a wounded concern in this relationship? We have Six of Swords reversed, and we have the Ace of Cups reversed. So you both feel like you can't move on, but you can't find love with each other. Yeah, like there's been a missed opportunity to love, but at the same time, like staying together just feels very toxic. Because the Six of Swords is when we're supposed to be leaving toxic relationship, and the Ace of Cups is supposed to stay upright and full and compassionate, right, and very beautiful with each other. So there's this feeling that love has been lost, love has been spilt, or maybe that it was never there in the first place, right? That it was just like a whole warm fuzzy feeling that turned quickly into snowflakes. There's some snowflakes on there, and this little fairy is clinging to this fire that's been put instead of water. The water's all frozen up, so her Ace of Cups, she had to put a little candle in there and try to keep warm in the winter here, and even that didn't work, right? Because it's reversed. And then we have the Three of Swords, right, all cold and snowy again, trying to ship out, trying to get the boat moving forward into good times, into good connections and relationship here. But it looks a little like it's a difficult situation. Maybe that water is kind of frozen and slushy and things, and so it's like it didn't work. You guys feel woundedness about not being able to truly get to the next level mentally. Some of you might be married or something still, but there's that feeling of never being able to mentally clear the slate, the chalkboard, the scoreboard when it comes from you guys, right? And so it keeps you from being able to refill your cups and be in a place of happiness and feeling like you're moving forward to longevity and fresh new opportunities together. So advice, we have the Five of Swords, the sound of whispers. Y'all might have too many people talking about this interaction. You could, and that's not just, oh, third party. That's, if you're trying to heal a relationship, if you're trying to decide you're going to take your partner back, but you've done scandalized them to everyone. Even the pick a card community is like, oh, here they go. Really? They came back with them? Everybody knows, that's going to be in everybody's head. Okay. I welcome clear vision and inspired action. So clarity is something definitely necessary. We have a lot of Aquarian cards here. We have joy reversed, that energy again, that it's hard to find joy. It's ice cream, things being a little too cold. You know when the ice cream's too cold and you're like, it feels like it's biting you back. Okay, or why'd you bite that ice cream, right? Should have just enjoyed it, but y'all had to nibble, bite, okay, backbite each other. And we have this kitty cat, and it says curiosity. So let's read some of these. Meet Blaze. With eternal kitten eyes, he experiences each instance of sight, smell, and sensation as if for the very first time. His mind is a delightful question mark. When he meets another kitty, visits an unfamiliar place, or tries something new, his mind is not addled by presumptions and assumptions. Okay, if you guys are going to make this work, because right now it's leaning towards closing each other out, you cannot be giving in to presumptions and assumptions, okay? Ass out of you and me. When we assume, we make it right. You make an ass out of you and me. Not me, y'all. I ain't in this. He is simply curious and open. Most of all, he is curious about himself. He asks, what am I feeling right now? What do I believe and why do I believe it? Some of you have gotten misinformation from the wrong people. It could literally even be listening to the wrong tarot readers, okay? You've been listening to people who, even if it sounded good, it was some malarkey. And then either you're over idolizing each other, or you're undercutting each other, or just not giving each other the chance to see why you did something that you did. So it's so good you come to this reading, because now you're like, okay, let me stop. What wounds are we having? What are we working with? What are we operating out of? Because that gives a chance to heal. So that's, I welcome clear vision and inspired action. That's a good move. Good on you. Okay, what is my heart trying to tell me? Let's cultivate this playful kitten's curiosity so we may continually learn, evolve, and discover, right? We're not going to just get it perfect. We're not. And unfortunately, when we decide to be together, those mistakes can happen to each other, with each other, you know, against each other. Not that it excuses it, but it's just a fact of life, right? It happens sometimes. When life becomes too serious, find time for joy. Embrace the creative, talented, and enthusiastic side of your nature. This card represents a time of true happiness. Oh, so you guys have to be willing to find your own happinesses too, and to have joy. Sometimes it's like, well, I need to stay miserable so that this relationship was valid and it really existed, and so that this person stays indebted to me, and you know, all those kind of things. I'd rather feel pain than feel nothing at all. I'd rather feel pissed off than to feel nothing at all. This is like, how about cultivate feeling some joy? Okay, you might even make some, you know, all these words, all this communication. Some of y'all might be songwriters, be poets. Go out here and write some self-help stuff or something. Indulge in things that make you feel alive and young again, things that make you laugh out loud. Adopt a childlike attitude, loosen up and have some fun. Be like Peter Pan, believe you can fly and enjoy life. I am young at heart, I enjoy life, and life enjoys me, along with curiosity, okay? So yes, get into that side of social energy, of you know, listen to the whispers that are good in the world, the whispers that are encouraging you to, yes, see the bright side when the bright side of things is real. And when it comes to having to hear the harsh truths, finding a way to create through them instead of self-demolish or demolish the other person, is kind of the key here. All right, so there's a lot to work on. A lot of it is mental hangups, working on if you're really going to release past resentment with each other, and to really, really get down to these deep roots of the woundedness here, so that you know that you are worthy of accepting and giving out, receiving, calling hither love. Okay, so that's what I got for you guys, Unakite. Oh, and I do want to tell you, your Unakite stone is a stone. It's of Scorpio. Its heart chakra colors pink and green, and it is used when you hold a lot of emotional pain in your physical body. Okay, a little different than number one with the Aragonite. This is where we hold pain of like sadness, of you know, distress and betrayal, those kind of just very watery, intense emotions, and they build up in the body too much and they physically hurt. You know, we literally get a heartache. This is a good stone to use to help process that, break it down, transition that energy. Okay, so that could be something that is good for you to get at this time. All right. Thank you, number 3s. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Oop, dropping some cards over here. So many cards. For those of you that chose Kambaba Jasper, oh, where'd that little, there we go. Number 4, let's get into what this relationship is about. First, we're going to look at how they see the relationship and how you see the relationship. So we have the Gardens. The first set of cards here, we're going to be using Lenormand. We have the Moon. We have the Mountain. Okay, on your side, we have the House. And we have the Tree. Only 2 came out for yours on this. All right. And so how you see, or how they see the relationship. The Garden, the Moon, there's definitely a very creative energy here. I don't know if one of you are an artist or have very vast social lives. Maybe you're a party planner. You always go out. It could be nightlife, a lot of socializing. Yeah, just really always kikiing, going out somewhere. Maybe you guys have like the same social circles, or you meet like going out to the bars or the clubs, or you know, whatever it is that you guys go out, artist circles, night galas, something of that nature. Now with the mountain here, they see there being like boundaries and obstacles that are an issue in this connection for some reason. So they could see that maybe perhaps you have emotional or social engagements elsewhere, which might be accurate over here. Or they could see that maybe you guys aren't in the same social league. Maybe one of you is higher than the other, kind of when it comes to social class, and you know, maybe one of you is more involved with what's going on in the town, the city, the scene, and maybe they don't belong to that scene, or you don't, and so there's some kind of boundary issue or differences that kind of have to be overcome. How you're seeing the relationship, the House and the Tree, you definitely could be looking at this as a family situation. So perhaps you have children with this person. You could see them as a person you want to settle down very seriously, very intensely. I'm getting a very Taurus energy. You could be someone who really, really, really wants to settle down with this person, have a house, have a family, have kids. This house also has kind of like this creepy secrets energy to it too. So you could have concerns about their family. You might feel like their family's interfering in some way with your interaction. You might worry about fitting into, you know, if they were your in-laws, or if they would if their parents would let them date you, or, you know, or just, you know, interfere with it. But you might also have cultural concerns about, and just kind of like moral, ethical, do we have the same philosophies of, you know, finance and lifestyle and family orientation to create a home together. With the Tree here, there could also be this concern of family members. Maybe your family has been sick, or theirs has, and it's been causing there to be delays and like setbacks in being able to interact more. They could be going through that. I'm also getting a Pisces vibe here. There could be Cancer or Scorpio, as well as Capricorn. So we're going to look at what woundedness do they bring to this relationship that they already carry previously in life. We have the 5 of Diamonds. This is the Lynx. We have Aquilius, the little horse, 2 of Spades. And we have Feeling Unwanted, 83, a problem. Okay, so this person has big feelings of rejection. Big feelings of rejection. They don't like to feel isolated out from, I don't know why I have this so far over. They don't want to feel isolated out from relationship situations. They don't want to be socially like downcast or left out in the cold. It's a little bit, it's reminding me of Aladdin. You know, when Aladdin wants to like be with Jasmine, and he's tired of being the street rat. He's tired of everyone like looking down on him. Like, even though he's well thought of, he's still in this like lower caste, in this lower position. And this person really could come from something like this. They could come from something where they've had to make a big, long, you know, sneaky climb to get out of where they were first seen, right? The little horse, like the dark horse in the race. And now they're trying to get into the scene. Maybe they grew up, you know, in some small town somewhere, and then they've moved to a big city, and they're trying to, you know, go out here, do their thing, do their music career. We could have some people out here doing music and art and all of this. So they do not want to feel unwanted. That's a wound for them. And they're not going to sit there on pause. They won't sit on red if they don't know that they have 100% commitment from someone, or that someone is really into them, or if there's any question about that, it can make them lash out and go do other things to try to get attention or to get fulfillment. We have an 8 with the 3. They have a tendency to mix business with pleasure, and they can use social media a lot to fulfill this feeling of validation that they are worthy, that they belong, and that they are wanted from others, okay? What woundedness do you bring to this interaction that you've already had? We have the 6 of Pentacles, Starry Night. We have the 2 of Spades as well, Self-Portrait with a Straw Hat. This is the Van Gogh deck over here. I'm sorry if they're not perfectly centered, but I'm like sitting to the side. And Inner Peace reversed. All right, so you've had concerns about just not feeling peaceful in and of yourself. All right, you could be someone who's very indecisive. You could have Libra energy. You could have Gemini energy or 7th or 3rd house placements. You also are someone who seeks validation. So you guys can both be very insecure people who look to others to fulfill and validate the fact that you are worthy of attention and love. This can cause you to cling. You might be the one who clings to family situations sometimes, or even to old partners. With the King of Hearts there, you might be someone who's like, well, I don't have to, well, you know, that person was my husband, so I'm not going to just get rid of them. But really, when it comes to it, the roots that you keep with others isn't always for your health. Sometimes it's kind of because you're afraid to dig up any validation that you have had. Now you are a little bit closer on this path with the 6 of Pentacles. You're getting a better hang of it. You're you know, coping a little bit better with your mental health and things, but it's not a race. It's not, you know, anything like that. You just might have a few extra tools, maybe things like this, spiritual aids and stuff that are helping you to put things into perspective. But at the same time, it's very important as well that you recognize that your sense of imbalance and feeling up in the air is coming from yourself. It is part of this wound of not feeling at peace with yourself. This says you are enough. I am enough journal. All right. So some of you, you could be writers, again, creatives. And it's very important that, look, this person's even looking at their astrology, their Saturn, their moon aspects. You could have moon Saturn set up in a way that isn't so harmonious. There's Saturn Jupiter as well, moon Jupiter, which is usually positive, but maybe, you know, the configuration completely is something that's off. You could have a Sagittarian moon, a Capricorn moon. So there can be this feeling of needing to earn this attention, but this person is somebody, they're not somebody who really validates others, not in a way, I feel like they praise others and they support others, but they're not somebody who can give you like a deep sense of, this is why I'm here for you. Like, they will push away from that. They will refuse to be the validation for others because they don't feel validated themselves. So basically, you're 2 people who are, there could be Leo moons too, Geminis with Leo moons I'm seeing, Geminis with Libra moons, 2 people who desperately need validation from someone else who don't like to give it themselves. Okay, you will give it a little bit, but that's kind of what's going on. So let's see the woundedness that they have, that they feel from you in this situation. We have the 5 of Swords reversed and the 5 of Cups reversed. So this person, they might actually feel that you don't argue with them enough. It's either you argue too much or you don't argue enough. Okay, let me get a little drink over here. Yeah, they might feel like, with all this air energy, they might feel like sometimes they want to argue about things and like prove that you care, like fight for me. Maybe they'll say negative things about themselves or the relationship. and they want you to come back and be the one who says, no, that's not true. Like, you're amazing, you're perfect, you're awesome, we're victorious. So Five of Cups reversed. They have this feeling like they feel like you don't console them enough when they're in grief, or point out the shiny unicorns to them. They could have Scorpio placements, especially Mercury rising or Mars in Scorpio. They could have a Gemini rising, a Libra rising, or Mars or Mercury in Gemini or Libra. So yeah, they just feel like, man, what you roll over when it comes to the difficulties. You don't help me through them. You don't fight for us to get through these situations, and it leads again to that feeling of unworthiness in them. Your wounds that you have, that you feel from this person, are Eight of Wands reversed and the Hermit reversed. So they trigger that aspect of yourself of you might end up alone again, or that you are alone. Virgo energies here again, mercurial energy. Mercury in Sagittarius is here. It could be Mercury, and as I said, Scorpio, Libra, Gemini, or Virgo. But there's just that energy of, well, you leave me unread too, or you don't message me, you don't communicate with me, you don't hear me when I speak. Why should I get angry about something because you don't listen when I do? Or if I do try to trigger, this could be Aries Mercury, when I do try to trigger you by saying something angry, you don't respond the way I want. So there's a lot of like trying to trigger each other, or expecting the other person to save each other in this situation, and then feeling all dejected and cast out and undeserving when that doesn't happen. And yet that was kind of the whole point, right? Because both of you expect to feel rejected and not get what you want or need. So how do you guys mutually feel wounded in this situation? We have the Lovers reversed, and we have the Nine of Cups. So both of you feel like you're not getting what you want. Like, you want to have a partnership, you want to you know, feel lovable, you want to feel lucky in love. And it's almost like that feeling, you guys might be the like those kind of people that bond out of feeling miserable, like shared misery. Or you might pretend, some of you pretend at first that that's not what it is. Like, oh wow, we met on the scene, we do artsy stuff, we do woo-woo stuff, yeah, I'm practical, I'm a family person, all this kind of stuff. But really it's like your spirits are just waiting for the point that you can be miserable together, and maybe hole up and live together, and like reject the world, or like be the popular ones on the scene that now you can hate everyone. And you know what I mean? Like, there's just that you both have your own ways of seeing it, but there's kind of that energy because of that internal woundedness of like, when is it going to be okay for us to be off kilter and not in balance and not have to work on our social interactions, but because we're together it will be okay? But that's not working, and so it makes you guys have that woundedness over not having a partnership, over not being able to, you know, find a solid footing in relationship for your togetherness. This is the Gemini card reversed, and over here this is a Pisces card. We have yeah, like, when can we just go and be happy like other people? It's kind of, it just reminds me of couples that are super emo or whatever scene they're rocking, and they're just like bonding through like hating everybody. Okay, sorry, it was like a message. I thought it cut off. It already cut off before. I was like, no. Okay, so advice. What's advice? We have the Ten of Wands, bonfire of the vanities. Oh my gosh, literally. All right, rid yourself of pride, burn down these vanities, these fake social interactions and proclamations and ways of communicating that are not communication, and all of that. You have fudge reverse, which says moving forward. So not only is fudge hard enough to move anyways, y'all have it reversed. So it's so hard for you to move forward. It says it is time to leave something behind that no longer serves you. Change may lead to sadness, but separation can lead to happiness. The promise of change holds your best interests at heart. Know and trust that new and good times are ahead. Good things are waiting for you. Trust your gut feelings at this time. As you prepare to leave a relationship that isn't working, a job that no longer feeds your soul, or a living arrangement that no longer provides, trust that something better is coming your way. I move forward with no regrets. I leave my past behind and walk into a brighter future. All right, so some of you are definitely being told to, you know, split up housing, or to leave this partner. Some of you are going through long-term relationship separations or divorce, or to just stop seeing this person as like the soulmate, the twin flame, the end all be all. I would really say that for you guys, because you guys got, okay, so yes, I really back up the energy of separation, because the ancestor card is reversed in this. It says, I celebrate my lineage and honor my ancestors. So those of y'all who were looking for a message of that kind, the ancestors are not really supporting this. That could be some of the family concerns and issues. You guys might be like, I don't care, we're going to be together, whatever the, you know, cultural issues that are going on, or political differences, but there's social justice concerns, things of that nature. And this is like, no, some of that trudging through mud is the fact that this is not the one for you. This is not the interaction. Your ancestors aren't supporting it. That's the reading. You pick the reading, so don't just go and act however to me, okay? Because that's something that needs to be heard. This is the kitty that you have here. It says, play. Meet Pippa of the Dream Circus. I'm gonna bring it up here. Some kitties come straight out of the imagination to remind us to play. Here's to the moment of dancing, twinkling toes, and laughter. Where most only see empty air, Pippa sees colorful tweeting birds doing a tantalizing minuet, and errant butterflies playing peekaboo, urging her to chase. To play is to do something for the pure joy of doing. It is a frolicking mix of experimentation, curiosity, and absurdity. Where can you let more of Pippa's playful spirit and lighthearted air into your work and life? So some of you do work with this person, or on, again, the same social or artistic scene. Yeah, there's the energy to just lighten up. At the very most, this feels like it should have been a more casual or creative connection. You know, sometimes that happens with artists, like in the studios or that do movies together, because there's such an intense exchange of emotions, and because you feel at home with that person, you feel the need to throw down roots with them, or to make it this like power couple or something of that nature. But that's not necessarily what the relationship was supposed to be. Just because we have intense emotional or even physical or even spiritual connections with somebody doesn't mean that it's a relationship. So there's the energy of a lot of personal healing needed to be done, and this being much more of like a social clickety-click kind of connection, not really supported by ancestors for a romantic dalliance or anything of that nature. And the energy to just make it lighthearted, go back out and play. Y'all might end up dating each other's friends. Maybe you're very closely adjacent soulmates in some ways, and then you're like, oh shoot, like I thought you were the one and I was so caught up, and it turned out to be your cousin. Like you know, there could be something going on like that. But yes, that's the advice, that's the reading that comes through. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Okay, for those of you that chose number 5, I almost said 6, with the black slate, we're going to start off seeing what they think about this relationship. We have the key. These are Lenormand cards, the first ones. We have the incense burner, which is an additional card in this Lenormand deck, and the scythe. On your side, how you see the relationship, we have the dog. Just look at that chocolate puppy. Oh, it's so cute, with a little yellow rose. We have the moon, which is interesting because the moon in tarot is number 18, which is what the dog is in Lenormand. And you got them side by side. Maybe you guys are born on the 18th, one of you. And you got the gentleman. Okay, so how you feel about, or how he feels about, or I was looking at the gentleman card, how they feel about this interaction, regardless of gender on both sides. They feel like in order to make something lasting and something of worth, to find that the treasure and the worth of this connection, there has to be a big clearing and cleansing of energy going on. They might want to clear the air on something. They might feel like they're the ones who have the ability to do so. Maybe things have just been stagnant and it's not anything too serious. Maybe they've even had, I'm getting some like extensive health concerns, or they've been gone for a while. I'm hearing like torn ligament, some kind of surgery, some kind of adjustment, or maybe even just going and getting like shots for something. I don't know, but for some people that's like a big deal and something scary. But I'm feeling like they need to come through, or they want to come through and kind of give some information on what's been going on with them, just things they've been dealing with. They might have even just been feeling like a lot of people were wishing them very bad, like putting the mal de ojo on them or something, like I don't know, like the evil eye on them. Okay, look here, give them some protection, right? Ward it off. And so they're just like, okay, they're getting the keys to their life back. They're starting to open the doors in their life, and they feel like this relationship would be a good opportunity to do so if they can clear off this energy. So they might have some hang-ups and some concerns. Maybe they're worried about some things that are been really kind of crappy and their life will blow over on you, or if they've been aware of some like really messy stuff that's been going on in your life, or just kind of like problematic things like some bad luck, some bad juju or something. They might be concerned that that's going to blow over on them. Maybe some of you are like magical workers and they're not really aware of that stuff yet, so it's like they're open, they know like that they could connect, but they're a little bit kind of concerned and just wanting to clean, you know, smudge it up, basically cleanse the air on things, and they're waiting for that like fresh vibe. Some of them, they've just been having some stank kind of energy, feeling a little bit off, you know, dead weight kind of energy. They could be going on social media purges, that kind of stuff, but still they have this energy that they do want to open up to you in some way. How you're feeling about this connection, you might be thinking of someone in the past, because this person over here is looking elsewhere, or you could think that this person you're inquiring about is looking elsewhere. But I do feel like a lot of you have more than one option, or you're asking about this person and it's like it's someone you'll always have a crush on and kind of be loyal to, but at the same time you're really thinking that your soulmate's going to be someone else. Like this is kind of an in-between person. Like you'll get all up in your feelings about them and listen to all the music and do like divination about them, and you'll be like always kind of stuck on them and hold a space for them. But really, like maybe you chose more than one person for this reading, and so like really you're imagining like some superstar or someone else that's like your real person that you think that you want your soulmate to be, but you still feel this connection and loyalty to them that you have. So yes, that's how you're feeling. And then what are some of the wounds that they bring already to the relationship that just come from their own life and experiences? We have the King of Diamonds, which is the big dog, Canis Major. All right, which is interesting because you got the dog card. We have the Two of Hearts, which is the Leo, the little lion, Leo minor. And we have healing from the healing suit reversed. So this person is not good at healing when they're wounded. So that could be what's taking them time. They could literally not be good at healing physically, and that's what I could have picked up on. For some of you, maybe they even had like heart surgery. I'm hearing like some people have had like open heart surgery, or like have been recovering even from heart attacks or something. So, you know, if it applies for you, but they got the King of Diamonds, which is similar to like the King of Pentacle energy, and that can be something that happens with that energy. They carry a lot of emotion in their heart, and Leo here is saying that. So for some of you, for someone that's going to really hit, that's not going to be everybody, and I feel like this person would discuss it with you, you know, when the time's right. So, but yeah, there's, oh, look at the card up closely. All right, there is a heart literally being stitched and healed. Let me look at it. Yeah, this person's helping them. They have a little apron on, like a nurse. Some of them could have lost somebody. We don't have the coffin card here, but they could have lost somebody or thought they were going to lose somebody, and that could have been very scary for them, or just, you know, any health concern. Also, this person is very romantic. They could have lost a long-term partner and be like a widow or widower, widow-ex. I don't know the gender neutral of that. If you know, let me know. Or they could have just had like a separation, a divorce, a breakup, that kind of thing, and be getting used to some kind of loss. For some people, it could even be like, you know, a dog, of course, that's, you know, furry family member, something of that nature. So this person has had woundedness with loss. Loss is not something that's easy for them. Knowing how to heal after loving very deeply and being very committed to somebody is not something that goes easily for them, but it's very sweet because the energy that you want to offer them is a very deep, healing, loyal connection. So that's very beautiful, except for the part that you kind of keep an eye out the relationship. But wounded energy for you that you bring into the relationship from other parts of your life is the Eight of Hearts. It says chestnut trees and blossom. It's the Van Gogh playing cards here. We have the Four of Spades, which are blossoming almond branch in a glass. Y'all getting your almond milk drink on? Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. And manifestation, which is interesting because this looks like two rings. It's also an 8. Some of you might have been born on the 8th or be Leos. There's sunflowers on there. You could have just manifested a lot with the Lion's Gate, okay, on August 8th, 2019, which is an 8 year. So you might bring in the energy that is very hard for you to just sit with yourself and really cultivate and pick out what it is that you want in a relationship. So then you end up having like your heart in too many places, right? Too many eggs in one basket, as they say. And so you might manifest something and then push them away, or you might manifest something and then be like, I don't know, like, okay, I kind of got 3 different people that popped up all of a sudden, like this little bird here, and they all have aspects of things that I wanted, like, but one of them fits my sacral chakra energy, one of them fits my solar plexus, one of them fits my heart energy. So meditation and figuring out how to truly like know what you want in a relationship is something that you've been very wounded in, and it's affected the relationships you're being able to call in. It's affected you being able to project the right energy to your partner that you are, you know, when you are feeling romantic and loyal. You might be like, oh, why do they not get that? Why don't they believe me? Because energetically there's this feeling that you have one foot out the door, and it's repeated here. There's this feeling that, you know, if things get boring or if they don't have some of the so there's this feeling that if things get boring or they don't have some of the checkmark items that you want, that, you know, you're going to go on to the next thing, or you're just always going to be displeased with others, and then it might cause people to leave you in a situation and walk away, or just kind of leave it on rest and not, like, nothing blows up, but nothing really happens with that interaction. And then you're like, why can't I call in a soulmate? Why can't I call in better partners? You know, I might call in someone who's loving, but we have no sexual chemistry. Or I call someone in with chemistry, sexual chemistry, but we have no love. So those kind of things, okay? So let's see, what wounds does this partner that you're inquiring about feel like they have from you from the interaction in this relationship? We have the Seeker of Cups. Let me show you up here, which is the Knight of Cups. We have the Seeker of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands. So this person feels like, yeah, they feel like it's kind of like a fire and water clash, that one of you is very romantic and dreamy and believing in the connection, and that the other one of you is very like running away, doesn't care much, you know, is just feeling like whatever happens, okay, I'm good with it, wham bam, thank you, thank you ma'am, okay. I feel like what they're feeling is that they might care more than you do, or that, you know, it's kind of that energy over here with all this, the fieriness we see in the hair over here, that, like, you know, they might feel like you just want to sleep with them, be done with them, don't really care, that you just use all the emotional stuff to kind of get what you want, or to tame them. Like maybe they feel like you're someone who's one of those emotional, sensitive, you know, spiritual, artistic, whatever kind of people, and that you just kind of like to go and like see people that you see as being projects and tame them and make them feel how you want them to feel. This person might have some trust issues when it comes to seeing if you care genuinely for them, or if you're just trying to make them over and make them fit your like spiritual philosophical mold and just make them into like a soulmate, or if you actually care to stay around and care who they are as an okay, an area that you could feel wounded already from this person coming into the, or not coming into the relationship, but from this person within the relationship, is the Four of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So you might feel like this person never puts the work into the relationship, that they just see things as an opportunity, that they take your opportunity for granted. So I can see how these could work together. Some of you might be fire signs and be like, well, like I'm very dreamy and stuff, but yes, I do keep my options open. You know, I'm not just going to sit here and wait for this relationship. If they don't do the work, if they don't show me immediately that they like what I'm putting out, if they don't show me that they're going to invest, I'm going to go off to the next thing. I don't care. They can be a missed opportunity. So it's like you feel this loyalty and this love and this passion, but at the same time, there is this ability to detach and bounce. So could be placements in Aries, Leo, Sag, or Aquarius energy here. So you might feel like, yeah, but this person just, like, how are you just going to sit here and miss a whole ass opportunity of me? Excuse me, excuse you. You might also feel like they put work concerns ahead of the health of the relationship, or even their health concerns. Some of you might feel like, well, you know, maybe you feel like you help them a lot with their health concerns or their financial concerns, getting to work, things of that nature. Or you feel like because of that, that they didn't pay attention to you. Like, man, they always got to meditate. They always have to be, you know, detoxing and healing their body and all of this. So, you know, we can see where the fairness lies and all that another time, but that is what the feelings are showing up here. So where do you both mutually feel wounded in the relationship? We have the Eight of Pentacles. And so coming up again, and we have the Knight of Swords. You guys might have had very harsh words to each other, arguments. You could also do some kind of backbiting, backstabbing, talk about each other to others. And then it's like you shine each other's suits up to each other, and then are talking shit about throwing them out in the cold behind each other's back, or the other way around, like up front to each other, you're all, you know, slandering, I'm going to throw your stuff out, all this kind of breaking dishes to the left, but then to other people you're like, oh no, they're wonderful, they're so hardworking, they're great, yes, it's a beautiful relationship. So it's like you know, it's not stable, it's not consistent, it's not honest. You might really, I don't know, I'm seeing a lot of beef about work. So maybe you feel like maybe one of you is very fulfilled in their career and job, and the other is like, oh, you should be thinking higher, you should be having bigger plans. It could be, you know, being upset that someone's always saying they're working and not really believing that they're always working, and even though they work a lot. It could also be studies, or again, health concerns. But yeah, both ways, you guys might just have different philosophies too on what is healthy for the body, what's good for finances, what's, you know, how much space do people need to share in a day-to-day routine and life could just vary drastically between the two of you. So for advice, we have the Lover's card, an intimate choice. There are a myriad of possible pleasures in the area of love. All right, you don't have to have the exact same brain and the exact same mind. And that's what you guys tend to do, is feel like if we don't think exactly the same on something, Gemini energy here, big time, then we're wrong. This is never going to work. Throw the whole thing away. You have buttons and the chocolate cards, reverse, transformation. It says, I'll show you the card first. Looking like that, like a snack. Okay, a time of transformation. Old ways of thinking are coming to an end. Something in your life needs sweetening, and you are opening up to personal transformation. So right now, reverse, y'all aren't. Okay, so it's saying you need to delve deep into your subconscious. So you guys stay in the monkey brain a lot. That logical, correct each other's grammar, overanalyze things, debate about who is the prettiest, the loyalist, the this or that, who did the. But it's like, no, go to like all of that, look at it, they're just, you either gas each other up, or you are like, you know, it's like, I don't know why I'm hearing like a fart fight, like basically it's like just talking shit, I guess, right? But at a slighter, lighter level, it's not a fart fight. Oh my god, y'all, I'll just disregard that. I'll just expunge that from my memory. No, it says, have you thought about hypnosis? How about a support group, meditation, or some form of therapy? Some of you need to find a safe place to talk about this relationship, because it gets back to each other when y'all are out there talking around, you know, talking shit through memes, all that kind of stuff. Be willing to explore. As you learn more about yourself, you will find the deeper meaning of life. I find my own sweetness in life. All right, you can't be the end all be all to each other. All right, and you're going to go through different phases here as we see the different phases of the chocolate and stuff. It can't be 100% everything all the time to each other. So also reverse, we have with a steady mind, I am connected to our collective experience. So again, not having a steadiness of mind. There could be moon and air houses or air moon. So Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. Also Mercury in Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. You could also have Mercury or the moon in the 3rd, 7th, or 11th house, as could the partner. My dreams reveal that magic is real and anything is possible, right? So the point of the dream catcher is to catch the negative dreams, the bad energy, the negative vibe, right? We talked about the evil eye energy that could be coming through. So some of you are very susceptible to slander, to people telling you that this relationship isn't meant to work, to being jaded and speaking negatively upon yourself and each other. Like, damn, a relationship isn't about cursing. You know, some people really think that that's funny. Like, they get together and they talk about how they, like, all the shit they say to their partners and stuff. Air signs can really be on that, and fire signs, like, you know, feel powerful, feel like it's a bit funny, but that's not a good look for you guys. And this was reversed as well. So this is saying, like, you have to find a way to filter your own mind first and foremost, and then the vibes of the relationship. You guys could even be having like nightmares about each other, or having like false like, or negative kind of meetings in the astral or in the dream state. Maybe you're like, yeah, there's just a whole bunch of other people up in the mix. So this card, your cat card here, it is Leo season, is cozy home. It says meet shrine. Oh, I love that, shrine. That's cute. A little magical cat name, because you know a shrine, right? He loves to curl in a fluffy ball of appreciation and take in the calm, cozy expanse of his home. Create a sanctuary of peace and inspiration. Let go of objects that don't make you happy. If there are broken items that you have been meaning to fix, unused gifts, or remnants of a passionless hobby, send those things on their way. Clear the space and surround yourself only with the things that support you and make your heart sing of the joy of being alive. Light a candle, open a window, be thankful for all you have, sit with shrine in your lap, and honor your home. So you guys have to start with honoring your own space, your own mind. You know, it said that our minds are an altar. What's on our altar is what's going out into the spiritual world and to each other, because here we see the divine literally delivering to each other all that smoke you're gassing, okay? And they have the incense burner. They are trying to watch their thoughts and deliver, you know, good, clean energy towards you, and to stop like a negative toxic cycle. But you guys could have a very strong like telepathy kind of energy with each other, and just like you can just very easily, like, your throat chakra to crown chakra, like third eye energy, is very strong. So make sure that you're speaking, you know, peace and beauty and blessings onto each other's aura, even if you're gonna part ways. You know, clean that energy up, and really make sure that you're not allowing other people into your relationship that are, you know, just speaking negatively. I'm not talking about voices of reason, okay? But you know what I mean. People just, oh, too many people get in, they all start bumping their gums. It's not a good look, okay? So that's your advice, that's your insight. I hope that that was helpful to you. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and let me know how you liked it, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye.